Hey guys, TechSumo here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Honor 7X by Huawei, a Chinese-based phone company that has become very popular in the US, which is where I'm located. This was a very popular phone in 2017, and it has a lot of reason to be. It's a very premium quality phone for a very low price point. I'm going to go ahead and run through some of the specs for y'all so y'all know what y'all are getting if y'all want to get this phone. This is a pretty light phone coming in at 165 grams. It does have a dual camera on the back. One is a 16 megapixel and the other one's a 2 megapixel. The second camera is mostly for their phase detection autofocus, which is what they call it. It also does have a front-facing camera on the front of the phone. It is just a 8 megapixel, and we're going to see how that works out. It's also got a 3300 milliamp battery, which is pretty large for the size of the phone. It's a pretty thin phone. I am actually going to compare the Honor 7X and my iPhone 6s and see which one's thinner and which one has a better feel in your hands. I don't know which one yet because I actually haven't even opened this or held this phone in my hand, but continuing on with the specs, it does have a 1080 by 2160 megapixel screen. It does have a octa-core 1.7 gigahertz processor. It is a high silica Kirkin, which is just Honor's, it's their own processor. The model that I have is the L24, which is the US version. It comes with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal storage, although you can expand this up to 256 with micro SD. This does come with Android 7 Nougat and EMUI 5.1, so we're going to see how that works out. I do hope they upgrade it to the latest version of Android, but I'm not yet sure of the plans for that. This is a GSM unlocked phone, so it will work with AT&T and T-Mobile, and let's go ahead and unbox it and see how it is. So going right into the box, it does feel pretty soft touch and premium. It looks pretty good, and it has a premium feel for especially for the money that you're buying it at. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this and see what it's like. Diving right into the box. So first thing you see when you open the box is the phone, of course. It is wrapped in plastic so it won't get damaged in shipping. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat is it is not actually, it doesn't have a screen protector or anything on it, which seems like they would put one on there, but it does have one on the back. I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. It's got some instructions on there as well for adding SIM cards, it looks like. And the phone itself is very premium. It's obviously a little bit bigger than my iPhone, and it honestly feels lighter and thinner. Holding those up to each other, I don't think it's thinner, but it definitely is a very premium feeling phone. I'm actually pretty surprised at how premium it feels. So here we've got the fingerprint sensor, which is pretty tactile, so I don't feel like I would have any trouble finding that on the back of the phone. As you can see, the back of the phone actually has a very nice like iPhone type look to it. I do think they're trying to look a lot like the iPhone because they have accomplished that. As you can see, the top bar and the bottom bar, both of them, it's very slim, so it's got a very slim bezel, and it's got a little bit of a rounded feel around the edges, much like an iPhone. Continuing into the box, it does look like it has a SIM card removal tool, which is pretty cool. You don't see that with a lot of phones these days. I didn't even get one with an iPhone that I recently bought. So that is a very nice thing to have. You've got your quick start guides, which I'm just going to drop aside here. I probably will not need them. And in here it looks like we've actually got a case. just a clear plastic case, which I'm sure probably will not protect your phone very much, but it's nice to have, I guess. I probably won't even use it. Looks like here is our charging brick along with our charging cable. It's just micro USB, which is kind of sad for this day and age that they included a micro USB on this phone. I was really hoping for USB-C or something like that, but I knew what I was getting into. As you can see here, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, so you will be able to plug your earbuds into this, unlike some phone companies which are now disallowing that and replacing it with just full Bluetooth capability. This one does have Bluetooth capability, but you don't have to rely on it. Here we also have the micro USB. You're going to get slower charging just because it doesn't have a USB-C or anything similar, so you won't get that fast charging, which is pretty sad, and I would hope to see it changed in their next rendition of this phone. Looking on this side of the phone, it is very smooth on the edges. The only places where it extends is the power button and the audio rocker. These are very tactile buttons and they're pretty sturdy, so you probably will not accidentally click them. Here we also have the power button, also probably won't accidentally click that. On the top there's nothing, and on this side there's nothing but your micro SD and your SIM card slot. Looking at the thickness of these two phones, they are pretty similar, but I think the Huawei is a little bit thicker than the iPhone 6s. It is also a bigger phone though, so that is understandable. Now that we got everything out of the box, I'm going to go ahead and see if it has any battery on it, which it does. It's got a very nice startup screen, very simple, and it's running Android, of course. Looks like it's gonna throw us into a setup wizard or something of the sorts, unless this is just part of the boot screen. I'm not actually sure. As you can see, it just started up EMUI, and it's asking us to select our language. I'm of course English, and then it asks you to insert your SIM card. I don't have one at this very moment, but I do plan to get one so I can try it out for daily use. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip that for now. Got some end user agreements. Go ahead and accept those. It looks like it does have the ability to switch from Wi-Fi to mobile whenever possible. This will allow you to eat up less of your data, so I'm just going to go ahead and agree to that. And then it has weather service as well. I'm going to agree to that as well. Next, it's going to ask you to connect your network. I'm going to go ahead and connect to mine, and then I'll be right back. I've now connected to my network, and it's going to go ahead and continue with the setup wizard. Now it's going to ask me to enter my email and password, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Now it's asking me if I want to enable some Google services. I'm going to go ahead and enable them all, and I can change that later in the settings if I don't like them. Now it's asking me if I want to go ahead and set up my lock screen. I'm going to go ahead and do so and try out that fingerprint scanner on the back. I'm going to go ahead and enter a PIN, and then I'll be right back. So it looks like we're getting right into the fingerprint touch control. I'm going to go ahead and enable it, and it's going to ask me to enter my PIN. I'm going to go ahead and do so, and then we're going to try out this fingerprint scanner real quick. Okay, so it's asking me to enroll my finger. It's doing the place and lift. It'll vibrate every time you place it. And it does feel very fast from when it vibrates to when I actually put my finger down. Alright, we are starting up into EMUI. And right off the bat, I do notice that the screen looks pretty vibrant. Maybe not quite as vibrant as like a Galaxy or something like that, but you're not paying the same price as a Galaxy, so that is a big deal for me. Swiping between the screens does not feel clunky. It feels pretty nice. And of course they give you the drawer, which some skins on other phones are actually removing now, trying to go for a completely iPhone look. Right off the bat, you do notice that there is a little bit of bloatware. It looks like we've got Phone Manager, Amazon, another Amazon Booking, CNN, the Honor Community. So there is a little bit of bloatware on here, but it's not horrible, and I'm sure there is some way to remove those. Let's see here. Yeah, you can uninstall the pre-installed apps. So I'm not sure if you can uninstall all of them, but you can uninstall some of them. I'm just going to do a side-by-side. As you can see in the settings, they do look very similar to each other. Looking at both devices, one thing I did notice right out of the box is both of them have Spotlight. So it looks like Huawei tried to replicate Spotlight, and it does look very similar, and you can just search for any applications that are on your phone. So that's really cool. Let's go ahead and see how fast this fingerprint reader actually is. Just tapping on the back, you saw it is very snappy. Once again, it unlocks almost instantaneously. There is not much delay at all. So this was just an unboxing and a first impressions of the Huawei Honor 7, and I am very impressed. I will be doing another video, however, after about a week of use, and just see how I still feel about it and what I would like changed about it. I went ahead and took some pictures, which I will actually include in the description so you can go ahead and check them out. But the clarity of the back camera is pretty good in my opinion. You can zoom in a good bit and you won't lose too much quality. I also took a picture with the front facing camera. It does look very smoothed out. I don't know if that's just my lighting situation or something else. Overall, it is a good camera. The front one is decent. It'll get the job done, but I wouldn't rely on it too much. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe, because I will be releasing content every week, and I will be doing more on this phone. Thank y'all for watching, and have a great rest of your day.